Silent warrior. This is for you. You can deadlift a house, close a deal, wear the mask of control, but if your mind is scattered, you are already losing. Not later, now. The world rarely crushes someone with one blow. It bleeds him out with 1,000 small cuts. Overthinking, overtalking, proving himself to ghosts that aren't even watching. Nobody's keeping score of your every move. Nobody is analyzing your stumbles. They're too busy wrestling their own storms. And yet, how much of your life has been wasted performing for an invisible crowd instead of building your own foundation? You replay arguments in your head like reruns. You craft messages like weapons. You play chess against people who forgot the game 5 minutes ago. It's tragic, and it's absurd. Here's the reversal. Strength isn't noise. Strength isn't the mask. Strength begins when you strip the performance, cut the clutter, and move with intention. Silence before action, clarity before speed, presence before applause. Stay with me, because today you'll learn to cut the noise, own your focus, and walk like a person who doesn't need permission to be powerful. And we'll break it down into 15 moves, each one a sharper step into true strength. Move 1. Thoughts are not facts. When was the last time one sentence in your head stole an entire day? It begins with whispers. I'm behind. I'm failing. I'll never catch up. And soon you're living as if those whispers were carved into the walls of reality. But a thought isn't a law, it's a cloud. And clouds only look heavy until the wind moves them. I once knew a guy who texted me at 2 a.m. He swore his team hated him because 3 people didn't smile on a video call. He lost sleep, replayed the meeting in his head 100 times. Days later, he saw the recording. They weren't angry. They were muted in a cafe. He had fought a storm that never existed. That's the danger. Thoughts look like facts, but they're shadows. And when you chase shadows, you lose the strength you could use to build. Here's the practice. The next time a thought stings, don't fight it or obey it. Label it. Say out loud, I'm having the thought that I'm failing. That pause is a blade, it cuts the chain. Suddenly it's not your identity. It's just a sentence passing through. Tonight, test it. When a thought hooks you, step to a mirror. Say the sentence with those words. I'm having the thought that... Watch how the grip loosens. That shift is power. So tell me, what sentence has been living rent-free in your head this week? And what proof does it actually have? Write it below. Freeing yourself might free another warrior too. In the quiet, strength is forged. Move 2. Say less, carry more. A sharp blade doesn't slash at shadows. It waits. It chooses. And when it strikes, one cut changes everything. Words are no different. Spill them everywhere and they dull your edge. Measure them and people lean in before you even open your mouth. I learned this with Jonas in a supplier meeting. He pushed hard for a rush deadline. Old me? I would have drowned the room in reasons and apologies, desperate to sound agreeable. Instead, I paused. 3 breaths. Then I said, we'll deliver what we can guarantee, not what we can guess. The room fell silent. Nobody argued. The deal stood. Certainty spoke louder than volume. Here's the twist. Silence isn't weakness. It's energy conservation. Every unnecessary word is fuel leaked from your tank. And when the moment arrives, you want a full engine, not fumes. Humor break. I once filled a meeting with so many words, even I forgot my point halfway. If you've ever heard yourself ramble and thought, wait, what am I even saying? Yeah, you've been there. Practice. For the next 24 hours, run a simple filter before speaking. Does this add weight or just noise? If it's weight, deliver it clean. If it's noise, swallow it. Test it today in one conversation. Notice how people look at you differently. So let me ask you, when's the last time fewer words would have made you more powerful? Comment it. Your moment might wake another man up. Silence builds the muscle. Discipline makes it unshakable. Move 3. Control the levers you actually hold. A person drowns fastest not in storms, but in fighting waves he can't move. I once knew a gym owner who blamed the economy for losing clients. He was ready to quit. But when we looked closer, the truth wasn't the market, it was neglect. After day 14, members heard nothing from trainers. Dropouts spiked. He couldn't move the economy, but he could move his system. So he added one check-in message on day 13. Retention doubled. He stopped chasing the wind and started steering the ship. That's the divide. Weather versus levers. Weather is everything you can't move. Other people's moods, the past, global markets. Levers are what you can move. Your habits, your focus, your effort. Waste your life wrestling weather or grab the levers and move. Contrarian truth? Complaining is comfortable because it shifts weight away from you. But growth is brutal because it drops the weight back where it belongs. On your own hands. Practice. Tonight, make 2 lists. Weather versus levers. Circle 1 lever. Don't wait until tomorrow. Act before midnight. Send the email. Do the push-ups. Block the distraction. That 1 lever moved beats 10 hours of complaint. So tell me, which lever will you pull this week and which storm will you stop fighting? Share it. Your clarity might hand another man the map he's been missing. Quiet is the root. Strength is the fruit. Move 4. Focus on what actually grows you. Attention is the most expensive currency you'll ever spend. And most people go broke, not because they're weak, but because they keep watering weeds instead of seeds. A deal once collapsed on me, and I was drowning in blame. That night, Elena asked one question. What returns if you feed it today? I shut the laptop, walked to the workshop, and fixed a crooked joint in a wooden frame. The next morning, clarity returned, and so did a buyer for a different project. Here's the twist. Your mind is fertile soil. Plant regret, you'll harvest paralysis. Plant resentment, you'll harvest chaos. But plant discipline, knowledge, or craft, and you'll reap strength that compounds quietly. 10 seeds, harvest strength. Practice. Tomorrow, block 45 minutes. No phone, no noise. Choose one task that compounds. Train your body, sharpen one skill, or invest in one relationship. Anchor it with a ritual. Pour a glass of water, place it beside you. Each time your mind drifts, sip, breathe, and return. One seed, one plot of soil. So tell me, if you had to water only one seed for the next 30 days, which seed would you choose? Comment it below. Your answer could plant courage in another man's garden. What you water grows, always. Move 5. Accept reality without surrendering direction. Close your eyes. Imagine carrying a stone for years. Shoulders bent, lungs burning. Then, drop it. Your body doesn't just feel lighter. You breathe deeper. That's acceptance. I knew a guy who stayed 2 extra years in a failing partnership. His mantra was, maybe we can fix history. But history doesn't need fixing, it needs filing. The day he accepted the loss, he didn't collapse. He recovered sleep, focus, and the next chapter. Contrarian truth. Acceptance isn't surrender. It's choosing not to bleed on wounds already closed. Fighting reality never changes it. It only drains you. It's not the weight that breaks you, it's the grip. Practice. Tonight, write the fact in 12 words or less. Strip out every adjective, every excuse. Then ask, given this, what's my next honest step? Take it within 24 hours. 1 step away from fantasy, 1 step into freedom. So here's my question. What fact are you still rewriting with emotion? And what happens if you read it naked, as it is? Share it. Your honesty might cut someone else free. Release the grip. Recover the road. Move 6. Build a daily pocket of silence. Picture a room filled with smoke. You wave your arms, you cough, you chase the haze. Yet the harder you move, the less you see. Only when the fan stops, when the air stills, does the light cut through. That's silence. One morning in Kai's old workshop, I left the phone outside and just sat. Sawdust floated in the sunlight like tiny planets. No soundtrack, no rush. And in that quiet, answers didn't shout. They arrived. Here's the truth. Silence is not emptiness, it's maintenance. Engines overheat without airflow. Your mind is no different. 5 minutes of stillness can reset 12 hours of chaos. Silence isn't absence, it's oxygen. Practice. Tomorrow morning, before touching your phone, claim 5 minutes. Sit tall, eyes open, spine straight. Breathe in for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. Let thoughts knock, but don't open the door. And when the timer ends, write one clear line you discovered in that space. That line will guide your day better than 50 notifications. So let me ask you, where will you carve your pocket of silence? Your balcony? Your car? Your desk? Comment it below. Your spot might inspire another man to find his. Stillness sharpens, strength follows. Move 7. Talk less, think better. Ever seen a guy start a sentence like a lion and end it like a lost tourist? I laugh because I've been that guy too. Talking fast, forgetting the point halfway, secretly praying for the Wi-Fi to drop so I could escape my own ramble. Or take the manager who fired off a final warning email at midnight. By sunrise, the data proved the employee was right. The apology came, but the damage lingered. That's the tax of speed without clarity. The Stoics called it the power of the pause. 2 seconds of silence can save you 2 weeks of regret. Not every thought needs to become a word. Not every jab deserves a swing. Silence isn't retreat, it's choosing your ground. The fastest mouth often belongs to the slowest mind. Practice. In your next heated moment, run the 2-step rule. Mirror what you heard in 10 words or less. Ask one clarifying question. Only then decide if words are required, or if silence is the sharper blade. So here's my challenge. In your next clash, can you hold your tongue for just 2 seconds? Try it, then tell me below. What changed when you paused? Power belongs to the man who speaks last, not loudest. Move 8. Choose standards over mood. When was the last time your feelings betrayed your future? You felt tired, so you skipped the workout. You felt unmotivated, so you delayed the project. Later, you paid the price. Because mood is weather, standards are architecture. I used to wait for inspiration to write. Some mornings it came, most mornings it didn't. So I set a rule. 30 minutes of writing after coffee before I touched a single message. No debates, no excuses. It felt mechanical, almost boring. But a clean floor makes better work. And let's be real, if men waited for motivation, gyms would be empty every Monday and packed every Friday night. Here's the twist. Men who win aren't powered by moods. They're anchored by standards. Discipline doesn't sparkle, but it saves. Still here. Hit like, let this reach another man before he wastes another year on moods. It's the quiet law you write for yourself and refuse to break. Mood whispers, standards decide. Practice. Choose one standard you'll defend no matter how you feel. Write it in 1 sentence, then test it for the next 7 mornings. Example, wake, stretch, water, before screens. Simple, non-negotiable. So tell me, what standard, if carved into stone, would change 3 of your daily choices instantly? Share it. Your backbone might become the spine another man borrows. Standards, not moods. That's where freedom begins. Move 9. Train your attention like a skill. A coder I knew jumped to a new tool every month. Same bugs, same excuses. The problem wasn't the tech, it was his fractured focus. When he finally committed to 1 stack for 90 days, errors dropped, confidence doubled. I've seen it in the workshop too. 1 slip of attention with the saw, and the cut veers. A fraction off, a piece wasted. Attention is grip strength. You train it, or you drop what you're holding. If your future self could watch you today, would he respect the way you spent this hour? Contrarian truth. Attention isn't a gift, it's a discipline. Most of us wait for it to appear. Few train it like a muscle. Scattered focus builds scattered lives. Practice. Pick one arena, your body, your craft, your relationship. Choose a single tool or ritual. Commit for 30 days. No switching. Before each session, run a 3-step checklist. Same order. Every time. That ritual sharpens you like stone to blade. So let me ask, where will you put your attention muscle tomorrow? And will you make it boring enough to become brilliant? Comment Ed. Your commitment could be the spark that steadies another man. Focus isn't a mood, it's a muscle. Train it. Move 10. Guard your circle and inputs. Your feed is your future. Guard it or get owned by it. Most people think they're strong enough to handle constant noise until the noise rewires them. People are environments. Some are oxygen, some are smoke. I remember meeting Mara for coffee. She thrived on chaos dressed as excitement. The jokes were sharp, the stories wild. But every time I left, I was drained. One coffee cost me a week of clarity. The day I limited her access, my productivity rose, and so did my kindness. Here's the truth. What you consume shapes you more than what you intend. Scroll for 5 minutes and you'll learn the world is ending, everyone else is rich, and somehow you're the only man without abs. That feed isn't reality. It's poison disguised as entertainment. If a stranger scrolled your feed for 60 seconds, what life would they assume you live? Your mind is prime real estate. Don't rent it cheap. Practice. Tonight, unfollow 5 accounts that agitate but don't educate. Mute 1 chat for 7 days. Then add 1 mentor voice through a book, a podcast, or a person that pulls you higher. Inputs build outputs. So ask yourself, who owns the lease in your head and have they earned it? Comment 1 input you'll cut tonight. Your decision might free someone else from their poison. Guard your gates. Guard your future. Move 11. Use friction to your advantage. A winding mountain road looks like an obstacle. In truth, it's protection. Without the curves, you'd fly straight off the cliff. That's friction. It saves you from yourself. A boxer I knew once taped his phone case shut before training camp. If he wanted the dopamine, he had to earn it with scissors. 2 minutes of effort saved him 2 wasted hours. Hard wasn't a barrier. It was a filter. It showed how badly he wanted the result. Most of us treat friction like an enemy. They chase hacks, shortcuts, ease. But the Stoics knew. Ease makes you soft. Friction makes you sharp. Comfort is a thief. Friction is a teacher. Practice. Add 1 speed bump to a bad habit and remove 1 from a good one. Hide the app inside 3 folders. Lay your running shoes next to the bed. Put your book on the pillow before you sleep. Let the environment fight for you, not against you. So here's my challenge. Where could 2 minutes of friction save you 20 minutes of regret? Write it below. Your example might be the filter another man needs. Ease is cheap. Friction forges steel. Move 12. Make micro promises and keep them. Self-trust isn't built by grand declarations. It's built brick by brick, through promises no one else sees but you keep anyway. A friend once set alarms for a 5 a.m. workout. He hit snooze 27 days straight. On day 28, he shrugged. Guess I'm not a morning guy. The problem wasn't mornings. It was betrayal, not of the schedule, but of himself. Every broken micro-promise chipped away at his confidence. Here's the irony. You'd never trust a friend who lied 27 times in a row. Yet you tolerate it from yourself daily. Then you wonder why your backbone feels soft. Humor break? I used to joke, I'm punctual, just in another time zone. But jokes don't hide truth. They hide inconsistency. The man who can't keep promises to himself will never trust his own strength. Practice. Tonight, set 1 micro-promise you cannot break for the next 7 days. A glass of water upon waking. 10 push-ups before the shower. Writing down 1 line of gratitude at night. Small, silent, repeatable. And here's the twist. Say it out loud before bed, so your word has weight in the air. So let me ask, what's the 1 promise you'll actually keep this week? Drop it below. Your word might give another man the courage to finally mean his. Keep the promise. Keep the power. Move 13. Turn loss into instruction. Ever notice how social media is full of day 1 at the gym and day 100 shredded, but never day 21? I quit and ate a pizza? Failure doesn't trend, but it teaches. Imagine if people posted their real day 21. Skipped the gym, inhaled pizza, cried in the car. That's the content we actually need. A restaurant team I knew rehearsed recipes until perfect, but on opening night, The kitchen collapsed. Orders piled, tempers flared. It wasn't the food, it was the flow. They learned the hard way. Practice must mirror pressure. They reorganized, drilled with cameras rolling, and within a month, wait times dropped in half. Loss became instruction. Here's the truth. Failure is not identity, it's tuition. You pay or you repeat the semester. Those who study the loss graduate. Those who deny it stay stuck. Pain wasted is pain repeated. Practice. After your next setback, don't drown in it. Write 3 blunt lines. What happened, why it happened, what changes next time. Close the notebook. Take one action within 24 hours. That's how failure pays dividends. So let me ask you, what lesson was your last failure trying to teach, and have you studied it? Share it. Your story might stop another man from repeating the same semester. Failure isn't final. Ignoring it is. Move 14. Lead yourself before you lead anyone. How can a person guide others if he can't even guide himself? Leadership isn't a title, it's calibration. People don't follow slogans. They follow the example you set when nobody's clapping. A young worker once asked me how to get promoted. I told him, do the work your future team would thank you for. The next week, he labeled tools, organized shelves, and wrote a 1-page Monday checklist. No one told him to. He didn't ask for recognition. But soon, everyone used his system. The title came later, earned, not begged. Here's the reversal. Leadership isn't about pulling people forward. It's about standing so steady that others naturally align. If your son copied your habits exactly, would you still call yourself a leader? If you can't command yourself, you'll never command respect. Practice. Choose one environment you touch today. Your desk, your team, your home. Improve it in 3 ways. But here's the rule. No announcement. Let the change speak for you. So ask yourself, if your future team could watch you right now, what would they thank you for? Share one act you'll take today. That act might be the blueprint another man needs. Lead in silence. Influence in action. Move 15. Keep your edge. Keep your heart. A blade that only cuts without polish rusts. A heart that only feels without guard bleeds. Strength and compassion are not rivals. They are coordinates. I knew a CEO who had to cut 3 projects to save his company. Brutal choice, but he also handwrote notes to every person affected and gave each 2 job leads. Firm decision, soft hands. That combination built loyalty deeper than any paycheck. Most people swing too far, either ruthless and cold or soft and bent. True power lives in the middle. Cold strategy protects your time. Warm presence protects your soul. Edge without heart is tyranny. Heart without edge is weakness. Practice. This week, set one clear boundary, deliver it firmly. Then pair it with kindness, offer a resource, an alternative, or a timeline. That's how you carry both edge and heart. So here's the challenge. Where can you be firm today, yet still leave someone better? Write it below. Your balance might give another man the courage to find his own. Walk quiet, hit true. Think back over what we've walked through. Your thoughts are not facts. Your silence is not weakness. Your standards are not optional. And the man who controls his levers, guards his circle, and keeps his promises, he doesn't just survive storms. He steers through them. Quiet first, then strong. That line has carried us through each chapter, but it was never just a phrase. It's a blueprint. Think less about proving. Speak less when words are empty. Focus more on what actually builds you. Strength isn't noise. Strength isn't applause. It's presence. The weight in your steps, the steadiness in your gaze, the calm that doesn't flinch when the world shakes. And when you carry that, no one else needs to hand you permission to be powerful. The crowd may forget you tomorrow, but your mirror won't. So here's my final challenge. Pick one shift from today, just one, and live it as the next 10 minutes. Not tomorrow, not someday 10 minutes. Because transformation doesn't wait for perfect timing. It begins with the smallest deliberate choice you make now. If this message lit something inside you, don't let it fade. Share your takeaway in the comments. Your words could become the rope another man grabs to climb out. And subscribe, not for me, but for the version of you that refuses to stay the same. The noise fades, what's left is your breath, your step, your silence. And that's enough. Walk forward quietly, hit true,